Welcome to the game of the elements. This is going to be fun, educational, and applicable right away. Actually, as we go, there will be so many aha moments. It's going to be wonderful. All elements are in us. There are four elements. And when triggered, we tend to fall into one of four grotesque, bizarre behavioral patterns. We sometimes can't even recognize ourselves, and while we usually look quite sane, when triggered, we can act like an animal. The key to decoding the world around us and harnessing the power of each element lies in knowledge. New knowledge. New knowledge without new action is like not knowing. So pay attention, get a pen and paper, and let's play. You will never look at the world around you in the same way again. If you don't know me, you might think, who is that to guide me? Well, my name is Simone Moir. I have seen energies all my life. And I have realized that I don't just see energies, I see the elements at play, the tapestry of the unseen world. So making this something that's not me being like the storyteller and telling you what's happening in your body. I devoted my life to make you feel it too, in your own way. You don't need to read other people's minds or see other people's energy, but you can see energies at play, and I'm here to make it visible, feelable, and applicable to you and your life. Imagine one of the typical situations where you would get triggered. Imagine one person that gets the better of you every time. Don't generalize it over all of the situations because sometimes we act differently depending on who triggers us. So we have four elements and four animals, and you will see how that will play out. This is super simple. Keep it that. Don't overthink. Go with your gut instinct. Go with the first feeling. To learn, we need to adopt an open mind and switching ego to we go. We go this together. My impulse can meet your soul's discernment as long as ego doesn't stay in the way. This is a playground for growth. So leave behind the right and wrongs, the quick judgment, and allow these impulses to drop in to you to see how they ripple and see how they resonate. Imagine one of the typical situations where you would get triggered. Imagine one person that gets the better of you every time. Don't generalize it over all of the situations because sometimes we act differently depending on who triggers us. So we have four elements and four animals, and you will see how that will play out. This is super simple. Keep it that. Don't overthink. Go with your gut instinct. Go with the first feeling. Some of the questions will need you to imagine you as a child, sensing your essence before you adapted to your environment. So this might be tricky and is especially tricky when you did not experience a safe and supported home. So if this is really confusing, which it would be if your life was trauma bound at a young age, come here, sit with me for 20 minutes and let's see if it is the right stepping stone for you into this, or if you might need to look at the base with me first. making you feel safe, and finding your essence in the middle of confusion. This is a disclaimer. This is not trauma therapy on YouTube. This is for people who can self-regulate after rupture without substances. Go easy. You take responsibility for going through this. You might be triggered. You most likely will be moved. This is a course, one impulse at a time. Don't distract. Allow to feel the ripples. By the feeling of it, it confirms that you're recognizing what is true to you. It allows you, invites you to see your own patterns and how to relate this to the world around you, your loved ones, your hated ones. You will see why they trigger you. And not just why, but when you see where it comes from, you can dodge it easier and have more compassion. Are you ready? Pen and paper? Here are the questions. Take one at a time. Don't overthink. Try to sample what's most natural to you. Quite often, all of them are things that we have trained, adapted to because a situation required it. But the question really is, what is natural? Happened. So please take the one person that triggers you the most and try to step out of the story of what's right and what's wrong and why they trigger you, and kind of like just think it's muted and just watch your body language. Watch yourself in there. So are you number one, stubborn in a way, steady, holding your ground, digging your heels in, and trying to get the best for everyone, kind of like in a situation, strong opinion? Or are you more sly, more creative, more like that was two? Stepping back a moment to kind of like see if you can wind yourself out or do some magic. And three is getting all ready to rescue, ready to lead, ready to show the way. Actually thinking that you're responsible for this and you need to save the world. And saving of the world, the problem solving is just your favorite thing. You love it. You also love a little bit of conflict. It's really not something that bothers you very much. Or number four, conflict bothers you very much. And you soften and you drop in within you, like you withdraw. You breathe and your breath sometimes gets anxious. And you move out of the way like water. You try to adapt to not trigger anyone. And sometimes you try to be invisible just for the conflict to stop. So, what brings me calm? All of the four will bring you calm, but what brings you calm the quickest? What restores your inner peace fast, or the fastest out of the four? Number one, being outdoors, touching the earth and feeling my feet, being in nature. And that being in nature makes you one with nature. It makes you feel big and powerful. Number two, silence, space, and daydreaming. Looking at the most bizarre solutions to any kind of problem. Over-exaggerating, under-exaggerating, changing persona, playfulness, creativity. Number 3, focus, challenge, and doing something purposeful. It could be cleaning the kitchen, but it's like making yourself busy, ideally with something that seems in the moment super important. Avoiding stillness. Number 4, softness, hugs, companionship, anything that feels nurturing. It could be food, it could be a bubble bath, it could be gentle music. Okay, who are you? Let me know, put it in the chat. Okay, do you see a pattern? Let's look at how you make a decision when triggered. What is your inner compass like? What do you trust most in yourself? Number 1, my deep, innate, cellular knowing. It's more than gut. It feels like everyone should know this. The part that never rushes. The steady certainty. Okay? Number 2, my ability to read the room, read energy, and notice what others can't. And you think everyone should be able to do this. Or 3, my courage and determination to overcome anything. So going straight through it, no matter how hard, and enjoying it. And everyone should have that determination. Number 4, my intuition that flows gently but clearly with love. Surely everyone should use that as their north, their aim. Love is the most important thing. Do you see slowly how this can maybe rub people the wrong way? Because each single one of us think that what we do and what our instinct tells us is what everyone should do. And then we wonder why the others don't play like we think the game book puts out the rules. They play against rules. They don't play against rules, they just play with other rule books. So, number 1, the one that knows for sure, can be very bossy and dominating because they know. How do you not know? Everyone can see it. The second one is a bit more magical and thinks that life is a game of alchemy, that you need to stir the cauldron and put some other magical herbs in it and all will be fine. Healing through storytelling. Avoiding conflict through lies. Why would you not do that? It's the right thing to do. Number 3. It's a bit like life is happening by you. You're making your life. What you are, what you make yourself. Self-made. Just work harder and you get better results. That's number 3. And number 4 is like the solution to everything, and the true north is always love. Always. There is nothing else. Everything else should just be ignored or not talked about or avoided. Love, 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 which is wonderful. And it's great to tune into more. All of them have their space. But the dance of all of them together is where peace lies. The acceptance, the understanding, and the overview. And that, I mentioned it earlier, requires a 5th element, which we'll get to in a minute. Your gift to the world. So if you hold a gift to the world, what would it be? Number 1, your strength and stability that helps everything and everyone grow. Your fertilizer. You feel like you're fertilizer for the soul, for all that's good, right, and true. Number 2, your insight, your clarity, your sharpness that reveals the hidden path, the path that no one has ever walked. Wow. 3, power and momentum to ignite the next move. You motivate, you inspire, you move the masses. You keep them on track. 4, peace and softness and an open heart. You are the glue in every relationship. You're the one that holds grace, love, and kindness. Delicious, isn't it? We can be all 4, but which one is your nature? So I will give you a moment to find yourself and also to put a distinct character that you know to the others. So sometimes you're not just 1, not just 2, not just 3, not just 4, but quite often it has to do with that you change the situation or the context. We try to keep the context the same so that we can find your nature. We can be all. We have all those abilities. But take a moment, go through them again with one particular situation, and also occupy the other 3 with someone you know. It could be someone from TV, a character. You might see that sitcoms like Friends have them all. That's the point. Or just like people around you that you know, your loved ones. Or make it a character. Meet your trigger animal. Allow me to introduce you to your trigger animal and see how it interacts with the others. What comes to the forefront when triggered? And how can we engage, re-engage in soul connection. This is so fascinating. Life can be a bit like a zoo without any boundaries. So if we let the animals into each other unprotected, we trigger fear. The most fierce of all of them, the number one, has a fear that is not so much triggered by the other, but by the values being nipped at, by the truth being questioned. So it's really, really interesting. Even though one is the top of the pecking order, they still have fear. They have fear for the whole world going down, for morals sliding. And the weakest of them all is triggered by them all, but most of all, the biggest enemy for the weakest one is itself. It eats itself up because it doesn't know what boundaries are. This is so amazing. It doesn't matter if you learn this with your family, a 5-year-old can grasp that, or at work. Doing a workshop on this in your workplace is something I can facilitate. It's interactive. It's animalistic. And you can't forget it because there's so many senses, so many pictures, and even physical embodiment attached to it. And this concept is just a tiny little part of what I do. This is how I bring the elements to life so that we can look at the earth, the air, the fire, and the water element by utilizing the ether element, which is space and awareness. I make big concepts easy and playful, and therefore extremely memorable. Let me know if you want to know more, feel more, experience more. This is not about more knowledge, like YouTube wisdom. This is about embodying your essence, understanding what drives us and what we are made of. Are you ready? Are you sure? Are you not sure? What holds you back? This is what the whole world is built up on. The elements, the smallest part. And if you understand the smallest part, you can translate that into the biggest concept. It's like a hologram. Each tiny little step that I teach you applies to everything you do, everything you think, and everything you are.